The best class setup for the VKM is going to be fast mags, quick draw, high caliber 1, high caliber 2. I run the ComSec device with gung ho and dead silence. Of course, you can go ahead and swap out that ComSec device for the stim shot or the acoustic sensor or dead silence for scavenger. And throughout the video, I'm going to explain why you need to leave those other things alone and why this is the best class setup for this weapon. In addition to that, since my channel is about helping players improve, I'm going to walk you through how to use this weapon class setup so you can maximize those kills and minimize those deaths. So if you enjoy the video or find any of the tips in it useful, please remember to hit that like button. And if you're one of the 78% that haven't yet subscribed but keep coming back for more, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with notifications on. And you can double check that. If your icon is red, that means you are not subscribed. Go ahead and hit it, turn it to gray. One of the biggest problems with the VKM is it requires a lot of attachments to be very good. And this combination of attachments allows it to actually compete with pretty much every weapon in the game. And a lot of that has to do with how much of these attachments impact the overall stats of the weapon. So go ahead and talk about the class setup I'm using, and then we're going to also talk about why I left off rapid fire and fat barrel. So the first attachment we'll go ahead and talk about is fast mags. And in case you guys didn't know, the reload time on the standard VKM without this attachment is a little over 5 seconds. When you equip this attachment, it drops it to a little over 2 seconds, which is literally a 3-second savings when it comes to reload time. So the aim down sight time and the sprint out time of this weapon is 350 milliseconds, which is incredibly slow. So to solve for this, we got to go ahead and equip quick draw, and quick draw actually will lower the aim down sight time down to 250 milliseconds, which is cool if you're standing around or walking, but at the end of the day, most of the time you're going to be running around the map. So to take advantage of this quick draw, you're going to make sure that you have gung ho equipped. And I know that just sounds like a bunch of numbers, but if we're comparing this to the Rampart, which has an aim down sight time of 315 milliseconds and doesn't have the option for quick draw, but when you equip quick draw to the VKM, you're going to have a faster aim down sight time by 65 milliseconds. And this is the part of the class setup where it got a little tricky, because personally I think if a weapon has rapid fire, you equip rapid fire. So this ends up being the exception. I know a lot of people will be like, well, why not rapid fire? When you actually look at the data, it doesn't make sense. In practical use, when I actually tried it with and without, it wasn't much of a difference, because this weapon is always a 3-shot to kill weapon, and the only way to bring down the number of shots to kill is with high caliber 1 and or high caliber 2. And just by having these high caliber attachments, it's going to bring your time to kill from over 300 milliseconds to under 200 milliseconds, which makes it a very competitive time to kill across the board for every weapon in the game except for one-shot kill weapons. So let's go ahead and talk about fat barrel. I know a lot of people love the fat barrel attachment, but at the end of the day, after it's been tested, it really doesn't do much, and whatever it does do is very unnoticeable. I think it's mostly placebo. For the people that love that attachment, you're not really getting much out of it, so I would stop using it and focus on this class setup, and I guarantee you're going to have better results. So let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay breakdown portion of the video. And I think the second gameplay is very impressive at showing off what this weapon can actually do, so definitely stick around for that portion. But the reason I want to include this portion is because I'm actually running up against shotgun users. So once I recognized this, I started to change my behavior, how I was taking angles, and making sure that all my distances were a little bit further. You can see when they were coming around this left side, I kind of went backwards, knowing that I had that one-shot kill potential. You can see how I kind of back up here. I wasn't sure if that was the shotgun user or not, and I take advantage of my movement. I jump shot a little bit, and I push through the spawn. It's pretty much going to be end of this match. But the main thing I want to focus on is a lot of times when you run up against those types of players, you have to adjust your playstyle to fit. So even if you're a rusher, you can't just keep rushing and get pissed off because you're getting hit with the shotgun. You got to increase those ranges, and more than likely you're going to win those gunfights because you're going to be out of their one-shot kill potential. So the thing I really like about this next gameplay is my team is literally taking the L. They are just dying like there's no tomorrow. And then I start to streak up. Obviously they got a little feed at the beginning, but what you're going to end up seeing is I have a few of my teammates, they're just dying repetitively over and over. And within this entire gameplay, I only die once, and it kind of just was bad timing. You'll kind of see how that plays down. I'll break it down and see if there's anything I could have done differently. And you can see the spawns have already flipped. There are a few guys on that right side. I go ahead and push back to teammates because I'm figuring these guys are going to rush in the door, and I'm able to play that guy. I wasn't sure what the guy had, but he did have a shotgun. And go ahead and check out the feed. My team is just getting obliterated, and we're already going to start to get behind pretty quickly. So what I'm doing is repositioning. I feel like the spawns are flipping. There's still the bathroom spawn. I'm going through to secure these spawns. A lot of times you got to control the spawns, because if you don't, it gets out of hand pretty quickly. Taking this opportunity to reload, get the little bit faster reload. I'm not sure if the guy's going to run through the building. This guy is coming through on the left. My teammates go ahead and chase him down. Guy comes in, pretty easy kill. So it looks like my team is pretty far spread out and there is a lot going on, but it looks like a majority of the enemies are on the opposite end of the map. There is somebody coming through the building. It looks like he's shotgunning and took out everyone on my team, and then my teammate ends up killing him. Then you can see that there is a guy down low, so I go ahead and peek, decide if I'm going to go ahead and push it, and then I go ahead and jump down and then try and wallbang that guy. I go ahead and shoot through the wall, see if there's anything happening. I do land a couple bullets or whatever the case is, so I get the assist. And this guy comes out of nowhere. You'll see that he grapple hooked, and that is the only death I had. He basically ziplined in there, and that was the shotgunner who killed basically half my team and then respawned and immediately came back after with that ruin, just spamming that shotgun. And one thing you'll notice with the VKM, and sometimes I heard it with game chat, people were like, how the heck did they do that? That's the VKM. You can't move like that. That guy's probably cheating or whatever the case is. And this setup will honestly make it feel like you're actually using a rifle. Obviously, you're still going to have a little bit slower rate of fire. You got to play smart, take guys out. That's the guy with the shotgun again. He coming around the corner just spamming that. I could have died easily. That Rampage is actually a pretty good shotgun at that point blank range. More than likely, you're going to win those gunfights like you should with the shotgun. Since it looks like we have the bathroom spawns, I'm starting to work my way around this left side, and then eventually my teammate ends up spawning in. So I know that this area is pretty clear. These guys are all spawning on the left. So I end up pre-aiming where the red dot is on the minimap, end up landing the shot and taking that guy out. I am running out of spawn with my teammates, pre-aiming that hot spot. Looks like the guy is coming around the area. This shotgunner is coming out hot. He ends up getting destroyed by my team. Then the other guy's running from right to left. I land a few shots there, not able to get the kill. Then my teammate ends up chasing that guy down. I get a quick reload in, and then I know that there's a lot going on. You can see my teammates are just getting obliterated. So based off what I see on the minimap, there's a guy coming around the right side, absolutely demolished that guy. And then I move forward a little bit. See my teammates holding this spot in front of me, and I'm kind of just pre-aiming and seeing what's going on. My teammate's completely getting flanked and end up handling that situation very good. And now I'm pre-aiming this little head glitch right here. This is actually a pretty good one. Land a couple bullets, end up able to clean up the second guy, and it looks like another guy is still coming from behind. These enemy players really like to flank. So what I'm doing is stepping back a little bit. I know that guy has a shotgun, so I got to increase that range. And you can see kind of how I'm moving. I backed up, made sure I got a quick reload in, lasered that dude, jump shot at the other one. And what's actually funny about this weapon that a lot of you may not know if you're newer to the channel is I actually used my first ever prestige token from the beta on this weapon because I thought it was so good at that time. And I still think it's really good for the reasons I talked about earlier in the video, but the main thing is I think it's a very high skill weapon. You got to be able to manage that recoil. You have to hit your shots. And if you can't do that, you're basically doubling your time to kill. So right here, I'm watching my strike team, seeing what happens. They are pushing around that right side, so I have a good idea that they're going to be coming from bathrooms. I position up, try to push around this right side, almost pre-aiming as if someone's going to come around, and then I decide to push a little bit forward. Clear out this area so I can make sure that we have these spawns, because at the end of the day, as long as you control the spawns, you got a good idea of what is going to happen on the map. So it looked like my team just used the vision pulse and somebody just killed my strike team, so that's not a good thing. I got to go ahead and cycle these streaks so I can get the strike team again. What I like to do is I like to try and move in different ways. If I sit in this area too long, I know they could spawn bathrooms and I can actually get overwhelmed. So I'm pushing with my team so we can make sure we clear out this area. It looks like they're kind of sitting back. I'm able to peek, take that guy out. Peek, take the other guy out. He was only one shot. There's another guy in the building. I'm seeing if he wins that engagement. This guy jumps right past and I destroy that guy. Again, that's the shotgun guy playing very aggressive. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to hit his shots. With only 70 out that next streak, I got to play this smart. So I'm pre-aiming this area thinking that they're going to be coming out. See, it looks like the guy's coming through. So I'm kind of pre-aiming the doorway and it looks like they're still spawning this left side. I go ahead and reload, make sure I get a good reload. This guy's running right by and I can hear he has the war machine. So I make sure I time this right where I jump out, take him out so I don't take any damage because I want to keep this streak going. And I've already been able to cycle through again, called in a sniper's nest, only 65 off the next streak. And it looks like all the enemies are coming from this back area. Pre-aiming where I think they're going to be, calling another strike team. So I'm just taking out as many people as I can, trying to play aggressive, take different positions, take that guy out in mid, and then I climb up. I know my back is covered, but it looks like that shotgunner is coming around underneath, and it looks like my teammates are able to clean that guy up. Then I'm peeking the spawn, expecting somebody to come from this area. Go prone real quick to get my reload in, just so I get that extra little bit of ammo, because I was sitting at 35. And now I could pre-aim this spawn, knowing that they're going to come out of here, end up taking that guy out pretty easily. You can see my teammates are all pretty much behind me, so they should be pushing this general area. I'm thinking that that guy's going to come back aggressive, so I jump out the window, decide to go all the way around the other side, and make sure I can actually peek into the spawn. So it looks like they could be spawning bathrooms. I peek it really quick, and then decide, hey, you know what? They're all around this left side. Let me go ahead and push around, see if I can catch any of them spawn. I go ahead and take out this first one, and I push towards my team. It looks like my team is about to push through, so the bathroom spawns might be available. You can see the people are coming through. I'm pretty much ready to take them out. And then I'm going to push around this left side because I want to try and chase these kills. Because at the point I'm at, I'm just trying to chase these kills as fast as I can. Shooting through walls, get another sniper's nest. Almost have another strike team. I'm backed up and it looks like I can go around for a flank. And that's pretty much the VKM. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. If you're one of that 78% that keep watching my videos, make sure you subscribe with notifications on. You obviously like the content if you made it to this point. Appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.